It's like the best video ever.
This is crazy.
We got 25 minutes. We gotta go.
Hey.
Welcome from sunny. Oh no, we're back home.
Happy Wednesday, Jeannie. That's right. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, we're no longer on vacation. Oh.
No.
Let me get a cry emoji in the chat for everybody who's watching this live. Oh, I know you guys feel our pain, but no, seriously, guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Say that, nation. How are you doing, Janelle?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I am basking in the glow of personal development, so I'm still on that high.
Ooh, we're gonna have to do a little extra segment on after we answer today's question, because I am very interested to reflect in some sense on a little bit of what we took away from our leadership event this past weekend.
Awesome. Let's do that. Let's put that in the calendar.
Let's absolutely do that. Okay. So, guys, we're going to jump right into today's question. Again, we're excited for you guys to be on here with us. Again, really quickly, guys, remember to like, comment, smash that notification so you guys can know we are on here. Well, I want to say almost every single Wednesday. I know we'll take a break before we start season 3, but again, we're always appreciative for everyone who shares this content with their network, because again, our mission is to grow the awareness around relationship marketing, grow the knowledge base of the average person about what network marketing and being an entrepreneur can do for your life. So with that said, let's jump right into today's question. Drum roll, please. Today's question is, boom.
Is it important to have a social media presence in today's marketplace? And 25 minutes on the clock.
Oops, she beat me to it. Jump right into it, folks.
All right. I'll let you begin, Winston.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm going to say the simple answer is yes. And I guess to dive further into it, I, as someone who at some point was very reluctant, there's so much around social media, the negative aspects of what it can, how it affects people. You have people who are, there's a lot of things in terms of people's emotions run high. You can go on there and rant. You can share all these different things. But I recognize that I'm talking to entrepreneurs, business owners. And so from that perspective, the answer is absolutely yes. And one of the biggest things that I think have come out of the pandemic is the opportunity that businesses have had who were, brick and mortar, may not have had social media, and recognize that when the pandemic happened, in order for people who could not walk into their establishment to find out about them, or needed more word of mouth, because the advertising costs for you to put a commercial on television, all those kind of things are astronomical, given, again, I'm talking small, you're not a big chain, all that kind of stuff. You found that you can have a social media platform, a social media page for free. You can have somebody comment, like, on there. You can have some people tag, you can have them take pictures. I mean, you literally can have an Instagram or Facebook, a Snapchat, a TikTok. I mean, we can go on and on. There are actually a bunch of different platforms where if you have happy customers, they can promote your business in a major way and touch on and affect and reach people that you would never reach given a commercial. Because the reality of it is, a commercial, I don't know. I know you spent money on that, but I didn't hear from the person in the commercial, or I don't know that person in the commercial. Therefore, I'm less likely to want to patronize your establishment. But now, if I know my best friend Janelle went to your spot, took a picture of that amazing salmon, and she said she loved it in her comments, I am more likely, because I trust and know Janelle, to come to your business and patronize it. So I absolutely think, Janelle, that, yeah, in today's marketplace, I don't think if you don't have a social media platform, I'm not going to say you can't have success, but I think it is incredibly harder given just how many other companies are taking advantage of what social media provides. So my answer is yes.
All right. I am also, part of me wanted to play devil's advocate. And I was like, do we really can we just go door to door?
Wow,
I've seen
nice.
I've seen people put commercials on TV still. When I was staying with my parents in Florida, one of the most fascinating things for me was, because I don't have TV in my home. So when I was staying with my parents in Florida, they have cable, and they were getting commercials, and those commercials weren't just like national commercials. Like, of course, you saw commercials for like McDonald's, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or that's an international company. But what was also interesting was hey Brittany, was that I also saw commercials for like local businesses, like businesses that were, I don't know, like down the block or in the neighborhood. And I kept saying to myself, this is fascinating that this is what these individuals decided to do. They decided to put money in getting their business put on like regular TV. And then I just wondered, like, how many people are watching that? And like,
Mm-hmm.
does that really draw people to their restaurant? One of them was, sorry, I say restaurant because one of them was a Jamaican restaurant. Right, it was a restaurant that serves Jamaican cuisine. And so I said to my parents, I'm like, have you heard of that? And they were like, yeah, we've heard of it. And for those of you who don't know, my parents are Jamaican. And I was like, well, is it good? And they were like, eh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where it was just
Wow.
like, this is so interesting. Once again, they knew about it, and it sounded like they knew about it not from this commercial, but they found out through some other means, and they thought the food was And so I'm listening to, and I'm thinking about that, right? Like, what else? Where else can people get the word out about what they do? They can do pop-up shops. I know a lot of people who create things, whether it's lotions or soaps or candles or infused items, right? And especially for the cannabis world, it's hard to, right? Like, yeah, you can't like put a commercial on national television for your business. So like, what else can you do? And so these pop-up shops are great. You get the local people in the community to know about you, to know about what what you have. And so it's really, again, really interesting. Like, what are some of the other things you could do? If you're not using social media, what else are you doing in order to captivate your target audience, like the people you really want to help with your product or services? And so I think about all those things, and then I do come back to, what we have access to in social media. And one, it's free. It's a free platform, so you don't have to pay. Now, there are people who do pay in order to get their things promoted to a larger group of people than the people that they are already connected to. So you do have that option. But technically, it's free. So you can even start for free and growing your network for free on this platform and getting your products and information to the people, or services to the people who you're marketing to. So I still think, to Winston's point, it ends up being one of those places where you still have to consider. And for what it's worth, that Jamaican restaurant that I'm talking about, do they have a social media presence? I guarantee they do. I highly doubt that all they're doing is putting up a commercial on cable television and not having a social media presence. I doubt it. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is very possible that they have put all their money into this commercial. And the other thing, which is word of mouth. The other thing that's really good is word of mouth. Telling people to tell people to tell people to tell people, right? You just want more and more people to know about what you've got and ask them to spread the word like crazy. If they really like it, please tell your friends and family about it, because if it did something for you, maybe it can help somebody else. And how great would that be? So you all know, in the end, word of mouth is the best. I mean, my parents thought that restaurant was so they're probably not going to go tell their friends and family about it because it was just If they went to that restaurant and had an amazing food experience, dining experience, let's say, and they probably would have been like, oh yeah, Janelle, look, this is this restaurant we went to. The food is amazing, right? Like, they would have talked about it too. And then further, like, making a personal connection to a very distant connection I have with this restaurant on the TV, right? Like, I don't know them. Okay, fine, they're serving Jamaican cuisine. My parents are Jamaican. That's the only connection, right? Other than that, if my parents would have said we've been there and the food was really good, how much stronger would that commercial have been now for me, right? I would have been like, oh my God, my parents said it was really good. I gotta go because then it's good, right? I trust my parents' opinion on food, so I would have gone. So I still think word of mouth is definitely really good, but I think that you can combine word of mouth with social media. It becomes really powerful once you can get other people who've experienced your services or your products, and then they talk about your service or products on social media. Now you have other people, now their friends and family are seeing them talk about something that you have in your business, and their friends are like, oh, I need that too. And they then go to your whether it's your social media site or your website or whatever it is, in order to get what you have. So there, like every time I think of something else that you could be doing, all I keep thinking is, yeah, but social media could potentially 10x that or 5x whatever you would do outside of social media. So ultimately, if you want to have a successful business, when I say successful, you want this business to be running on its own. You want to create systems in place so that way you don't have to be there every single day doing work towards it every single day, right? If that's your goal, like I know many people, then social media is important. You're going to need to get that cranking. And there are many, and I'm sure we're going to get to this, but like the other part, a reason why people shy away from social media is like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I'm not tech savvy. I know for me, it's overwhelming. It's too much. I gotta post. What am I gonna post? I don't know what to post. What am I gonna say? Nobody wants to listen to what I'm gonna say, or what I have to say isn't perfect enough, so I'm not even gonna start, right? And so you have all these reasons why not to do it, and the truth is you should just start, even as you're imperfect. People love to see journeys and things like that. Like, oh wow, I remember when Winston was only lifting up 5-pound dumbbells. Now he's lifting up like 100. This is amazing.
Oh man, I can't believe you remember when I used to lift only 5-pound dumbbells.
I mean, that's a journey. That's a journey. People love to see the journey. So I think that's just something else that's really cool that you can do with social media that people are afraid of. I'm not sure why, but people are afraid of showing that imperfection in the beginning. I am one of those people. Not to say I don't know why people. I am a part of that. I don't know why we are afraid to do that in the beginning, but ultimately, there's so many outcomes that we have seen from other people that you actually see it and you see their success, and you're like, oh well, look at where. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of their feed, you're like, oh man, that's what they used to look like. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to sound like. And you see them now, and you're like, man, look at the progression.
No, absolutely. And you touched on a lot of things. One of the things I want to say quickly, and then I'll address some of the things you brought up, is the average TV cost in America, guys, is $115,000 for a 30-second commercial. So again, I know we're on here, we're talking to an audience of people where you are either considering starting your own business. You've already started your own business. Maybe you're looking at network marketing, relationship marketing as something that you may want to step into. And the reality of many people is you have a job. So even if you're somebody looking to transition into this, I think, again, I use the term average person isn't sitting on $115,000. Now it says that there's also some that are around anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000. And Janelle did bring up a great point about, well, maybe you don't know how to do it, but I can only imagine that the cost for me to have somebody teach or coach me, beyond that, the cost of apps that will literally walk you through this process of what to post and how to post is significantly less. And again, we're talking to you guys and sharing this with you because we want you to understand, like Janelle said, don't be afraid. The barrier to entry is so minimal right now, and social media absolutely helps that. Here's the other side. Janelle mentioned her parents. Generationally, guys, social media is not the future, it's now. It's the now. It's not going away. It's only going to become more prevalent in people's lives. And if you aren't on there, it's almost as if you don't exist. And that's the reality. If you're talking about, Janelle saying set up systems, that's great. You can have the best system, but if no one knows about your place, I know we said brick and mortar, but let's say, again, entrepreneurs, you just started your network marketing business. You just started your own home-based product. You just started making your own drinks, lotions, something that you make. And you want to get that out to somebody that lives, we live here in New York, but you want to get that to somebody who's in Chicago who could use your product, but they don't know about you. One, because they don't live by you and they aren't friends with you. So how will they know about it? They can quickly search a hashtag on any social media platform, and you obviously would fall in with the others. And we're not going to get on here to discuss how you beat the algorithms and all that stuff, but you can watch free YouTube videos and learn all of these things. There has to be a willingness to learn. But the reason why I bring this up is Janelle said it. How do you know someone even saw the commercial that you wanted to push to them? You can track social media to see views. I actually know how many people view a video. I know how many people view my reels. I can see in some instances I believe, and Janelle, correct me, I think it actually also, if you upgrade to a business account, it actually lets you track different analytics, right, around who is actually engaging.
Yep.
One of the things we learned from a leader in our company is when you go into a new market, if you want to check who's in that market doing something similar, you can actually look for the hashtag of Chicago, see who's posting, reach out to those people. You can reach out to them and DM them. In terms of even just growing your business, in terms of people feeling like I've worked through all of my warm market, go create new ones, go meet new people. But the beautiful thing is, you're not scrolling through your old yearbook trying to find the old prom queen. I can go on social media and look for people who are interested in what I'm interested in. If it's travel, I can go look up people who are interested in travel bloggers. If it's skincare, I can go do that. If it's hair extensions, beard comb, I mean, I don't know, whatever it is, it's beautiful because you literally have a device that you are already paying for. You are already investing your money in it. Again, guys, we really want to educate or help people realize you probably are already in a position to do the thing you want to do, and you aren't even aware of it. You know, there's a scripture that says that the thing that's going to open your blessing, and I'm paraphrasing, is already in your house. The thing you're using. How many of us has a cell phone and we are on social media? You are a business owner, but no one on your social media knows that you have a business. No one. You post pictures of yourself, your dog, the kids, the whatever, and no one, however, knows that you sell bracelets. You know what I mean? That you do legal service, that you do insurance. Like, no one knows about your service, and I'm pretty sure you're struggling in your business. You're having a very hard time finding new prospects, but you aren't putting yourself out there. Like she said, be vulnerable, make mistakes, let people see that you're making these mistakes, so it's intriguing. People do want to be a part of a journey. People love seeing the underdog get to the top. So I absolutely think, like I said, this is something that many people should be looking into and taking a stab at. And the one other thing I'll say, and I had it earlier when they were talking about, it'll probably come back to me. There's something that you said, Janelle, that had me think about something Marcus said. Jump in. It'll come back to me. But there's something you said that just hit me from this weekend about marketing using social media. Yeah, it'll get to me.
Well, okay. So to answer those of you who are out there and you're thinking, all right, I'm willing to do the journey, I'm willing to do all those other things, but like, God help me, like there are some days I just don't know what to post, what to say, any of that stuff. Like I get anxiety over it, and instead of posting, I end up spending like an hour caught in the matrix looking at other people's posts, right? Raise your hand if you've ever been there. Yeah. That's me. I've definitely been there. So if you're like us and you've been in, like that has happened to you, what I highly recommend is that you get an app. There are apps that will actually, where you can schedule what you're going to post, right? So you can, there's one I use, I'll let you guys know, it's called Later, Later app, if you ever see this video.
I was just about to say that. Say that.
I love the Later app, and the reason why is because you can go in and you can schedule what you want to be posted. You can get a free version. You can also get a paid version. I mean, anywhere from like, $10 to $15 a month to like as much as like $50 a month, depending on how many different accounts you want. Like, do you want Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, right? Like, do you want them all like to schedule for all of them, or just one or two things? Also, if you want to post videos versus just still pictures. So the more options you want available to you, obviously the more you'll have to invest. But either way, it's an easy investment. And essentially, you can schedule it. So what I do is every Wednesday, so today's my day, this evening, what I'm going to do is take the time to schedule all of the posts for the whole week, right? And I have 2 businesses that I'm doing this for, right? I schedule all the posts for the whole week, and I just sit and I do it. And the thing is, that's great, is because I just sit and get it done. If no distraction, right? Oh, Later is spelled Later. Later. And sorry, somebody asked, how do you spell that? And I just, thank you, Nadia. Nadia. So I love doing that, because normally I would spend an hour lost in the matrix because I get lost. I don't know what to say. But with Later, what's really awesome is in an hour instead, I schedule my whole week. Right? Like in an hour. So instead of taking an hour to post one picture, I end up scheduling my whole week in that same amount of time, sometimes a little longer, depending on what's going on, or if there's like a particular picture I want or But essentially, I mean, that's what it is. And so it's just about finding the things that you can outsource to make your life easier. If you can do that, then definitely do that. And there are so many things that you can do, little things that you can do in your business to help you with that. So I say all that to say, if you're telling yourself there's a reason why you don't want to participate in getting your business on social media, put that in the chat. We'd love to know what that is, because I'm sure we can find a solution for how we can help you, get over that hurdle. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, whatever it is, it's too hard, right? It's too much time. I get lost in the matrix. I get anxious. I don't know. I don't have enough content. Like, I go out and I do stuff, but I never remember to take pictures. I never remember to do things, right? We got solutions for that as well. Like, just let us know. I mean, certainly put it in the chat. Let us know. We'll come back a couple days later. We'll respond if you're watching this on the replay, if you're not watching this live. But I would love to know what some of you are thinking about when you think of social media, and you're thinking, why haven't you gotten started, or what's slowing you down, or you've started but you feel like you could ramp it up a bit and you need some more help. We could certainly provide some insight on that. And Winston knows I'm not big on the how-tos. Like, I really just rather stay with the opinions. But for social media, I just feel like the how-tos are at your fingertips. They really are at your fingertips. So I at least want to provide the value for that much. So I'm willing to do that for anyone who puts a comment in the chat. I'm more than happy to come back and connect with you and tell you how to do that, whatever your question or stumbling block is.
And Jay's so right. I know we do tend to stay away from the how-tos here, because there's honestly, I think in some instances, there are many ways for you to do that, right? There's many ways for you to skin a cat. But YouTube University is definitely something that, I know we are big fans of, or obviously, sharing this on YouTube. So you could obviously tell that. But the other thing is, I saw something the other day that says I don't know if it was the average American or maybe just people in general, when we get out of, I think it's either high school or college, there's a tendency for us to want to move into this space of, there's another recommendation for another good app. Thank you for that, Brittany. You have this tendency to not want to learn anymore. And I can tell you that I'm one of those people. When I get out of school, I'm not reading anymore because I don't have to. I didn't understand why I have to this subject. And sadly, guys, I think that mindset as entrepreneurs is absolutely the wrong one. You have to constantly be keeping up in some sense with the innovations that are happening. And we don't mean it in a sense like Janelle said. You're not spending 4 hours on Instagram hearting things and calling that prospecting. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing. There's ways about going that. And I'm telling you, if you go to YouTube and literally write in what you're looking for. I forgot what we were looking to do the other day, and we wanted to convert like a file or something. And Janelle and I were sitting here, and I think maybe we sat here and looked at each other like blank stares for like 2 minutes, and then we were like, let's just go look it up on YouTube. And sure enough, there's video after video after video in different languages from people all over the world. Guys, we are that generation. We are that generation. I mean, it's the things that we're accustomed to seeing. I think it was something around this whole commercial thing that I was thinking about. It's just this idea of you have no idea of who you're reaching when you just do blanket things. Like Janelle mentioned, going door to door. That's cool. But if you remember, they used to do pamphlets. They used to mail things to people. And now, again, that's so outdated. I was talking to a young lady this weekend who I believe was 17 years old. And her question to me was, she didn't believe that she's in our company. She didn't believe that people her age would be interested in getting involved with this, or she wondered how she could possibly connect with them and reach them. And I literally looked at her and said, the product that we use, I was like, have you created a video with the product you're using? She goes, yeah. I was like, how many of your friends, if you were to post that video and they saw the results from what you've been using, you think would heart or like or comment on that picture? And she was like, yeah, a lot of them. I'm like, so are you struggling to find people to share this with, or are you just not being brave and stepping out and showing this? And she literally took a second and paused, because she knows that if she shows any result, if I show a picture of me being heavy or a 5-pound dumbbell, and then I show the 100-pound dumbbell, like Janelle said, I know I'm going to get people who are going to comment on that. Here's the beautiful thing. Many of them probably are fitness enthusiasts. I know if I put the right hashtags, I can get people who are into fitness to comment on that. Those are brand new people that I can engage with, guys. So she is so right. You have to jump in. You have to not let the how-tos slow you down and just get started. Just get started. You will stumble your way into success. But certainly, if you are not taking that step, if you are not, creating a platform, if you are not, updating or building on it, you aren't going to grow the way that you naturally want to grow. And here's the biggest thing in our industry: duplication is key. Duplication is key. And so, if I can create a way to have success on my social media platform, I'm certain I can help translate that to somebody else coming into my team or organization, and me showing them how to do that. In addition to obviously having them come to the training or whatever training your company provides. Sorry about that.
I couldn't agree more. I love the you'll stumble your way to success notion.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So many people just want to like get it right and already be perfect, already be like flawless. If anybody has seen any of our videos, like from day one to now, like even in the I don't know, how long have we been broadcasting?
Yeah, we need to have like an anniversary or something. We do need to look that up.
We do.
Yeah, that way we can have an anniversary for it.
I want to say we started back in April, I feel like. And so April to May, May to June, June, July to August, August to September. That's 5 months. And like even within those 5 months, I guarantee you that you'll even see a change with how we used to do things to how we do things now. Like
absolutely.
We've learned a lot in a very short period of time. I would totally say that. So you can use us as an example. We didn't know what we were doing.
Still don't.
Let's just get on, and we have a lot we want to say. Shout out to Brittany, who was like, I think you guys should like make it more public, like what your conversations. And I think that was the seed for me that it was like, that's a great idea. We should do that. How can we do that? Like, what should we do? Right. So I just say, like, for any of you who are hesitating, you don't have to hesitate. You can move forward. You can certainly, even in your imperfect way, like just get started. Stumble until you start.
And to that first episode, it is 5 months. I just went and looked. Oh, nice, perfect. I did went and look. It was 5 months ago, so almost 1 year, almost a half of a year. So we're almost there. But one thing I will say is, even in that, when we did our first episode, I reached out to a friend of mine who had done marketing and digital. Janelle and I sat on a conversation with this young lady for, I feel like it was over an hour, almost close to maybe 2 hours. And she just gave us feedback, gave us a ton of feedback. And based on that, we adjust and pivot. We've had guests on. When that guest gave us their feedback, and we adjust and pivot. One of the things I know that it's something that we're looking to is, because we recognize that we don't look at it as necessarily criticism, but we recognize that through people sharing that their objective views on things, it can help us grow. You know what I mean? And so I would encourage you, and I think Janelle already said it, but allow for that period, allow for the grace to let others into your journey, to say, hey, I like this or I don't like this. And I'm saying professionals to a degree, but I'm sure you have people. I was in the gym today and we're shooting just footage for something. And I was taking a video from one side. The lighting was poor. That's not my forte. I am not a photographer. It's not what I do, but I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm doing this on my own. I'm not paying for a camera guy to come film us. We're just not there yet. And a gentleman happened to overhear the conversation, who is a photographer, a professional videographer, who then starts to explain to me about shadows and light. And all of a sudden I find out there's a guy in my gym that I work out with, that I say hello to in the morning, who has the skills to help me move my business and move everything forward. And it's just like that. He saw me make the mistake and helped in comment. People are, believe it or not, guys, people are out there. I read something that talks about the universe is willing to help you. God wants to help you. But if you aren't doing anything, how can he help? If you aren't planting those seeds, how can he help? That person you wanted to sign up in your business, you've never showed them. So how can they join? They don't know what they're joining. You know what I mean? Whew.
Say that.
Water. I am spent. And shout out to that West Indian restaurant that's in Florida doing your thing. Big up yourself. If I knew your name, I'd do a quick promo for you guys. But no, big up yourself.
All right, everyone. Well, we've run out of time. I put up our link for Patreon. If you want to see some of our overtimes, definitely catch us on Overtime. I put that in the comments. So just click on the link for our Patreon to join our community members in Patreon, where you can get access to all of our Overtimes. We go into Overtime with many topics that just need a little bit more digging into. So you'll get a lot of value from that. So go ahead and click on that link and become one of our community members. We can't wait to see you there. And like Winston said, click the like button, smash the subscribe.
Facts.
And as always,
remember you deserve
the good
life.
Say that.
Have a blessed day, you guys. We'll see you guys next week.